Welcome to Seafan Sports, a sports show that is dedicated to Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave. This is Kevin, and welcome in to Mariner Weekly. We are about ready to break camp and head back up to the Pacific Northwest. I say we like I'm joining them, but you know what? I'm not. So, with that in mind, we're going to predict who we're going to see the opening day 28 that's joining the Seattle Mariners over on the west side of the state. I'm going to start with the infield. Kevin's going to give you the outfield. Then I'm going to give you the starting lineup. And then Kevin's going to follow it up and bring us home with the bullpen. First of all, Kevin, I am super, super excited about where we are and what this team is going to do coming up. So with any initial words that you have?
No, I don't. I'm excited. I cannot wait. I'm having a great time watching spring training. I'm having a great time seeing players that I haven't seen before. I mean, I don't even know the kid's name, but he played second base the last game, and I thought he did a phenomenal job. I'm just excited. Getting to watch Jerry watch his son pitch against the Mariners was one of those things. He's in the booth biting his fingers, and it's a lot of fun. And just to listen to I love spring training, and I missed it this year, but I will be back next year, and hopefully maybe we might be able to do a live podcast from spring training next year. So
look at that. Seafan Sports will have a representation out there hopefully next year at spring training. None of this COVID crap going to keep us away next year. All right.
Our jobs that never let us have vacations
or anything like that, families, wives, whatever. We're going. Kevin, today we're going to be on a road trip and we're going to record it all. All right, Kevin, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I see our first baseman this year, Ty France. It's really not an argument.
Nope.
Then we're going to go over to Frazier at second.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to be looking at the captain, J.P. Crawford, at short. And then third base is going to be Gino Suarez.
Yes, it will.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does over there at third base. Then behind the plate, Tom Murphy and Luis Torrens, I believe, are going to be splitting time there at first. Mm-hmm. This is probably the first real big decision that Kevin and I got in a fist fight over is sending Cal back down to AAA for at least the initial part of the season to let him work through some of the struggles that he's been having. And that's pretty much it for the infield, Kev. What do you think? What are you thinking out in the outfield?
Well, I'm going to go back to the third base real quick because I think Gino is going to have a breakout year, like a comeback player of the year. I think he's going to be going back to the 2018-2019 season when he was an absolute terror all-star. I see that happening this year. I am so excited about Gino. I'm not a big fan of Tom Murphy. I know he's the best defensive catcher we have. I think he's the worst offensive catcher we have. So I would love to see Cal stick around and be the full-time catcher, but unfortunately, I don't see that happening at this point. That's why I did agree to send Cal back to AAA.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. I think what Tom Murphy brings is he brings a leadership to that clubhouse.
He does.
And I think that that's something on a team as young as this would be sorely missed if we send him down or if he didn't make this opening day roster. Yep. I just think Tom Murphy, no matter how much the struggles he's had at the batter's box, I look forward to that. Also, Kevin, I think that our two utility guys that we're going to have riding the bench this year are going to be Abraham Toro and Dylan Moore. Yep. Those two guys have absolutely been absolute studs. I know you're not supposed to follow up absolutely with absolute, but I did it anyway because they were that good this spring. I see both of those guys, given the four out there days off and make sure that everybody's fresh for the stretch run. All right, Kevin, give us that outfield.
Well, I think we're going to start off with Jared Kelenic in left field. I think a young Julio Rodriguez is going to make the opening day lineup, and he's going to be starting in center field. And then on right field, I think it's going to be Mitch Haniger. But you're saying, hey, what about Jess Winker? Well, I think that all four of them are going to be playing constantly, and whoever's not in the outfield will be batting DH. These guys are going to get every chance to play, every chance to hit, because these guys are all unbelievable athletic players and power hitters. And I am so excited because I've always wanted a couple of thumpers. Well, we got it with Gino, we got it with Jess, and boy, I'm telling you, it's pretty exciting. So those are your four outfielders.
Yeah, Kevin, I think a lot of this season is going to hinge on the development of Jared Kelnick and making sure that he is able to have a productive year at the plate. I think not being in center field is going to take a huge amount of stress off of him and making sure that he performs better at the plate versus the outfield. So that's, I love all of that. All right, Kevin, let's head to the starting pitchers, the starting five. I believe that Robbie Ray is going to take the bump the first game this season. I think that he's going to start us off. He's looking nasty so far. I heard the thing today that he does 2 pitches and he does them very well.
And he grunts.
What's that?
And he grunts really loudly.
He does, and he wears tight pants. So, all of that aside, I'm excited to see Robbie Ray. I'm excited to have a Cy Young winner on the mound for us this year. And then I believe that the next guy up is going to be Marco, the Bulldog Gonzalez. I'm excited to see what Marco does this year. I heard a little bit this week about the struggles he had at the beginning of last season with his family. With his mother-in-law passed away right before the season. They had a baby, and you and I both know that when you have a baby, it throws your whole world out of whack anyway. Yeah, absolutely. So, and then it just seemed like after the All-Star break last year, he just took off, and I think that he's focused. I think he's going to have an excellent season this year, and I'm looking forward to it. Next guy up is going to be Logan. The Phenom is going to come back again, and I'm excited to see what he does his sophomore season out there. Then, man, we just love us some steady flexing. We just love steady flexing out there. So our number 4, steady, Chris, man, I'm excited to see what you do. And then rounding out our rotations this year is going to be Matt Brash.
Yep.
This guy is filthy. Through 3 scoreless innings the last time out. I'm excited about this 5-man rotation. Unless Jerry goes out and gets us another frontline starter, I see this as the way we're going to start. I could see us acquiring somebody towards the trade deadline, but this is who I think is going to be our starting 5 this season. Kevin?
Yeah, the only thing I question about this, the actual lineup, is the fact that you got Robbie Ray and Marco Gonzalez, both left-handed pitchers, going back-to-back nights. So I could see a little switch between Marco and Logan, just because Logan's a right-hander. So you'd have a lefty, right, lefty, and the 2 righties. So I that's my only thought process, but absolutely, in my opinion, it's Robbie Ray, Marco Gonzalez, Logan Gilbert. But the rotation might be a little different because of the righty-lefty.
All right. I agree with that, Kev. All right, Kevin, take us home with the bullpen, my friend.
Well, I think we're going to start off with the long relief pitcher, and that is one Justice Sheffield, who is a left-handed pitcher. And I think he's just going to be in the bullpen as a long relief guy, 3 or 4 innings. I think he's going to be very critical at the beginning of the season because of the fact that these pitchers aren't going to be pitching 7-8 innings. I mean, we're going to be getting 5-6 innings out of them. We might get 7, but in reality, the first month of the year, we're not going to get as much out of them. And that's why we're going to go with a couple extra relievers, in my opinion. Next up, our closer this year is going to be either Ken Giles or Anthony Munoz. Those guys are electric, and I just think that these guys are absolutely amazing young guys, and they're going to be incredible to watch this year. Then we got Drew Streckenrider, Paul Sewell. Both of those guys, last year were outstanding and just unbelievable. The 3 S's last year, and unfortunately Casey
Sadler.
Casey's is not going to be able to play on the team. And then we got Diego Castillo, Anthony Misevich. I can never pronounce his name, but hopefully I got it right. Sergio Romo. I think Eric Swanson, Johan Ramirez. And then my surprise pick, there was a couple of guys I really, really liked so far in spring training, and that's been Danny Young and Devin Sweet. Although I think they're going to go with Danny Young because he is another lefty. So between Justice and Anthony, now you got Danny Young. So I think Danny Young will be the 28th player on our team.
I don't know, Kevin. I just wanted to hear the announcer saying that was a sweet pitch. That's all I wanted to hear.
I know.
All right, if you guys agree with the lineups that we put together here today, make sure you drop it in the comment section. If you don't agree, if you see something that we're missing or something that you don't agree with, also make sure you drop that in the comment section. Kevin, do you have anything else before we head out the door?
Go Mariners.
All right, before we sign off, though, make sure you guys turn on those notification bells. Subscribe if you made it all the way to the end. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down if you got to do it. And like Kevin said, go Mariners. See y'all next week. Deuces.